Very good evening and welcome back to Teletrack International. We head on to our second local meeting on the card today. Good racing on. We've got 8 races on the card. We've got 6 on the turf to start off with, and the last 2 races we finish off on the poly track. Well, let's have a look at the tracks there. There we go. There's the turf track. And you know, even on the poly, it's a very tight track. You've got 450 metre run-in. You want to be drawn towards inside to middle, unless you get a bit of luck in running. Now, it's been quite wet down there, so the conditions are soft, and they're predicting another 55% chance of rain today. Penetrometer at 27. You've got a false rail out 3 metres. So if we get a lot more rain, it might be interesting to see if they actually move those races to the poly track. There's the poly, where we've got the last 2 races, race 7 and 8. They'll be running on there. It's a shorter straight by 50 metres. It's 400, and you want to be drawn inside certainly helps there, unless you've got plenty of early speed and you can get around the field. All right, let's have a look at the first on the card, which is on the turf. Very competitive race to open up. It's over the 1400. Now, I'm going to try and beat the well-fancied horses here. My reason is that I think number 7, this has been looking for this extra trip. It's had a run over the 12 and over the 1000. They've always rushed it up there, and it's just faded out. Now, they've been well supported. It went off odds-on favourite last time and was disappointing when running third, beaten 7.5 lengths. Now, it's a good price here at 13 to do. Makes its turf debut. Those 2 runs have both been on the poly track, and I think it's been looking for this trip. All right, there's going to be a lot of talk, and there's good money for this horse. Number 4, Secret Captain. Muzieni jumps aboard. He rode it on debut, and there was no money around for it, where it went from 5 to 1 to 16 to 1 after being slow away, and then ran on well to go on and win by a quarter of a length. So caught everyone by surprise a little bit, and they're expecting more improvement there. Righto, so I've thrown in the 2 as well, as only had a couple of gallops under the belt. Julia Obliged second time out after being slow away and went on to win only by a quarter of a length, but it was a very good run. It went off very short that night. Gee, it was a short odds on price, and you just got to expect with these 2-year-olds, they're going to keep improving all the time. Same can be said about number 1, Lee Star. Seanville jumps aboard 7 to 2 for the powerful Dennis Dreyer stable. Now, that had a second run out over the 1200 metres. That was on the poly track, and it actually, start to finish, went on to win very easily indeed. Right, here's another race for the 2-year-olds, and it's over the 1400 metres. Juvenile plate for the fillies. Nice race again here. Always tough to assess because, as I keep saying, these 2-year-olds, gee, they improve in leaps and bounds. Now, this one had its second run out last time, Sale, and went on to win very comfortably. With short price at 3 to 1 on. Gee, it was short, and it won comfortably by 4 3/4 lengths. Now, there's a lot of decent horses in this race who've also come out and won, so it's pretty tough here, but this one does get a decent draw in barrier 5, currently priced up at 3 to 1. Number 5, there's a lot of talk about this horse from the Dean Canamo stable. He's having a good time but of late. This one's only had the 2 runs, and the second time out it went on to win nicely. Odds on favourite, and Julia Obliged winning by a length, but there's already been a winner out of that form. And what was impressive about that, it missed the start and then ran on strongly and went on to win very comfortably indeed. Number 1, Announcing Rain, Carl Zeckner. I've put it in, even though it's drawn a bit wide, in barrier 9. It's had 2 gallops over the 1000 metres. Julia Obliged last time, now steps up to the 1400. Another well-bred individual. All right, I put in the 2 as well, Dawn Calling. This is from the Duncan House stable. It was back last time, short price, 3 to 1 on favourite, winning by 5.5 lengths. And his comment, we got a comment from him, he said, a very nice filly and expecting another good run tonight. Nice race, this one over the 1400 metres. Race 3 on the card. It's the conditions plate for the fillies and mares, and we're going with number 2, Alexis. I've been tipping this for quite a while, and it disappointed us last time. We did our dough. We took a bit of outside money and was beaten by 6 lengths. Well, we're going to try and get it back tonight. Priced up around 3 to 1, 7 to 2 at the moment. I think it needed its last run last time, so I'm going to stick with it. Put my head down, and it's drawn nicely in barrier 3. Well, talking about number 3, Cosmic Light, that's certainly got a chance here. Lyle Hewitson, the Wonder Apprentice, he's certainly in top form at the moment. He takes 2.5 off the back and certainly brings it in with a decent weight here. I think these two will fight it out. Now only carries 54 kilos. If she gets the trip, we'll go close. That's the comment from the Duncan House stable. So will she get the 14? She's been doing well over the 12. Now she steps up the extra 200. Right, number 5, From Afar, Anthony Delpeche is drawn nicely in barrier 1, priced up at 4 to 1. Disappointing effort last time, but that was in a feature. Now, coming back to this sort of company, should be a runner here. Number 4, Trini's Collateral. And Muzieni jumps aboard at 7-1. Now, had the runs for the same weight, so going back 2 starts ago, was beaten by a length and a quarter from afar. So should be there and outs, but I can't see it turning around, especially from the widest draw in barrier 8. Here we go, race 4 on the card. It's a Pinnacle Stakes. A nice race, this one, over the 1,400 metres. Number 4, Sail South, Greyville, 11-2, drawn in barrier 7. Certainly been knocking very loudly on the door. Now, it's only had the 1 run since moving up from Cape Town for the season, and that was a cracking effort and running on strongly over the 1,400 metres. Was drawn 6 out of 9, similar sort of draw, drawn in barrier 7, and I do like this. I think it's a nice each-way bet at 11-2. Couple of runners will be thereabouts, and I've also thrown in a bit of an outsider here at 12-1. Drawn nicely in barrier 3, been running on the poly in its last 3 outings. Nice effort last time, comes out of the same form line as number 4, Sail South. Now, Paterfamilias, number 1. Now, this, if you look at its form, you say, why aren't you picking it? Well, it is coming off a break of 111 days. I'm not sure this is the race it's going for. I think they've got bigger fish to fry. I think it'll need the run here, and it's got to carry a big weight of 61.5. But certainly has the ability, no doubt, to win a race like this. Now, the 9 we've been mentioning for a while, and it hasn't been finishing too far behind. If you look at its last 4 outings, been finishing within 2 lengths or a length. It's always been there and thereabouts. 11-2, Warren Kennedy is drawn towards the outside, though, in barrier 8. Here we go, race 5 on the card over the 2,000 metres. All right, it's a nice race. It's a listed race here, and we're leaning towards number 5. This is from the Sean Terry Stables. Got the Joburg form. It needed its last run last time on the 6th of May. That was a bit of a pipe opener, and this is a race it would have come down for. Anton Marcus jumps aboard, got a decent draw, and I think will go very close here. But it is a strong race, and there are other runners, and certainly number 4, Deputy Rider, having its 2nd run since also moving up from Cape Town. A good effort last time. When you look when it was drawn 14 out of 15, that was a very good effort over the 1750. Was used up early, got up the handy, hit the front at the 400, and just got collared late to only go down by a quarter of a length. Number 1 from the Joey Ramsden stable. We've always got to respect these horses, and they bring them up from Cape Town. They brought it up. They gave it a run on the 24th of April. Duly obliged, but it does have to carry a big weight here of 60 kilos. Drawn out a bit wide as well. Needing a little bit of luck and running from draw 10, but is unbeaten over the course and distance, 2 from 2. Now, I've thrown the 2 here from the Nell stable, and this is a stable I've been watching for a while all around the country. They're certainly having their fair share of winners. Now, gets a decent draw in barrier 1. Aldo De Mea, certainly a decent jockey here, and I can see this fighting out a place for the trifectas. All right, here's the big one on the night. It's race 6 on the card, and we're travelling over the 1,900 metres. It's the Grade 2 betting world 1,900 metre race, and this is certainly leading on towards the Durban July. A lot of the runners come out of here and put up good gallops. I like number 15, Greek Legend, at 9-1. There you go, a little bit of outside value at 9-1. JP van der Merwe. The stable says, here's the comment we got from the Mike Ashley stable. It's having its 3rd run after gelding. Very well indeed. They're very confident of a big run here at 9-1. There you go, and drawn nicely in barrier 3. All right, are there dangers? Well, there's plenty. In a race like this, they're all going for this big prize money up here. And number 4, A Master's Eye. Blinkers go on, please note that. It had a bit of a gallop since moving up from Cape Town, and it was eye-catching in a feature race when it ran on strongly to only go down by a length and 3/4. It finished 7th, but it was storming home. Look for more improvement. Top jockey Richard Faree jumps aboard. Right, number 6, It Is Written, has always been knocking on the door, and it's a decent horse, this, who gets the best draw of all in barrier 1. It's had 3 runs back from rest and certainly ran on strongly last time when only beaten ahead on that occasion. You're looking for one more for those trifectas, and number 8, who's drawn out in the bush. If this wasn't drawn out so wide in barrier 17, I would have definitely put this in, and it wouldn't have been 12-1, let me tell you. So it does need luck from there, but it has the ability to win a race like this. Race 7 on the card is a merit-rated 70 handicap. All right, it's over the 1400 metres, and this one's for the apprentices. So only apprentices riding here. We're on the poly track. We've moved back from the turf to the poly. The last two on that surface. All right, number 7's the one I'm liking here, and we've been tipping this. It won well 2 starts ago. In fact, it won 2 of its last 3 starts and wasn't disgraced last time. It's course and distance suited with that claim off the back. Only brings it in with 56 kilos, holding form, and I think it'll go pretty close here. It's a decent price at 11-2. Number 3, Captain's Vista. Now, it's a 3-year-old. It's only lightly raced. The horse I've tipped is a 4-time winner, taking on a horse that's just come out the maidens, but there's big raps on this horse. A lot of people are saying it could go right through to divisions, but it is quite tough for the 3-year-old taking on the older horses straight out the maidens. But put it in, as I said, there's big talk about this horse. Number 1, Fantasy Art, the Australian bred, Lyle Hewitson, takes the 2.5 off the back. He's probably him and young Murray are probably the best apprentices in the country at the moment. So whenever he gets aboard, takes the 2.5 off. This horse has run second in its last 3 starts. Should be very competitive here. Don't leave out the 9's got a bit of a chance as well. Argo's Jet. Young Moody, the apprentice, takes 4 off, brings it in with 54. Cracks a decent draw in barrier 3. Watch out for this one. I went back to its last start over the 1400 metres and actually stayed on very well indeed. That was a nice run, that one, only beaten 2.5 lengths. Here we go, the lucky last, race 8 on the card. It's a maiden plate for the fillies and the mares. Over the 1900 metres, looks a race that we could get an upset or two, depending on the draw here. So I've gone with the horse here, number 12, Black Flower. Only had the 2 runs under the belt. It was well supported second time out. They backed it into 28-10. I think it's definite chance here with Lyle Hewitson aboard. Now only carries 57.5, drawn in the middle of the field in barrier 8. Are there dangers? Well, a lot of people are saying to me they like this is a bit of an each-way bet on the night at 6-1. Young Habit, the apprentice, takes 2.5 off the back, brings it in with 57.5. It's only his last 3 runs over the 16. Now steps up to the 1900 metres. All right, trifecta time in the lucky last. And number 2, Lady Linda, Muzieni, 28-10, is drawn a bit wide in barrier 11. Will need a little bit of luck from there, but I certainly give a bit of a chance. Good form in its last 2 outings over the 19 and 1800 metres. We've been tipping this one to you for a while as well. I see they put the tongue tie on tonight as number 7, Look at Me. Anton Marcus jumps aboard. Always a horse that's battling away there. It's only lightly raced at 5 starts. Always finishes 3 or 4 lengths off them. I give it a chance with the top jockey aboard. He's riding it for the first time and drawn nicely in barrier 3. Yeah, some good racing down there in the big swing of the season in KwaZulu-Natal. So keep an eye on that. Good racing, and they're the horses to watch going into the Durban July coming up in the first week of July. Right, we're going to be putting up all our selections at our Twitter account at Racing and Tips. From myself and all the team here, we wish you a very successful punting weekend.